And finally, on the bottom left, there are 7 empty spaces which are reserved for the elements with atomic numbers between 112 and 118. Reserved means to be kept for a specific purpose, and don't let anybody else have it. Do you understand? So the place is not taken between 112 and 118, but if you see here, right, there's 112 and 118. I think this area was empty when this author was writing the passage, or he had the knowledge until there. Okay, and it said it's on the bottom left, but this is at the bottom right side, right? So the periodic table of today that we use is different from what the author knew back in the days. I don't know when. Scientists suspect they exist. Suspect means doubt, all right? But that means they doubt that those 112 until 118 actually exist. But they have not been discovered, or have only been shortly looked in experiments. Briefly means shortly. Glimpse means to look at something shortly and don't see it well. Which is still causing some debate, argument as to the validity of their existence. Validity means being important enough to be considered, or being, the quality of being true is validity. Do you understand? You can say like, is my plane ticket still valid? Can I still use it? That is how you use validity, all right? So what is this part about? This part is about, this is still about the structure of the periodic table of elements, which is where, and where the alkaline metals are, and alkaline earth metals are, and where transition metals are, and under that there are elements that were discovered from the beginning of the atomic age in 1940s, and the rare elements are put at the bottom, okay, under the periodic table. And there were empty spaces that scientists suspect to exist, okay? That's what it's about. In paragraph 1, why does the author mention Dmitry Mendeleev? Why? Acknowledge the country where he conducted his research. Acknowledge, what does that mean? Acknowledge means recognize. Conducted his research. What is conduct? Conduct means to organize an activity and carry it out. So it's not to acknowledge his country, right? The author didn't mention Dmitry Mendeleev to do this. To give him credit for the work he did on the periodic table. To give him credit. What does that mean? If you give credit to someone, that means you think he is the one that, you believe that he is the one that made the accomplishment. So this is why he mentioned Mendeleev, right? Dmitry is often considered the father of the periodic table, but there were others who tried similar organizations before him and after him. But he's still the father. That's to acknowledge his achievement. So it's going to be B. To claim that his periodic table was the most perfect one created. No, right? Because it was perfected by others after him. To explain that he based this periodic table on the works of others. It doesn't mean that he based it on, he might have ideas from others, but this is not the reason why the author mentioned him. Do you understand? The the reason that why the author mentioned Dmitri is because he wanted to say that he did a good job, right? Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the highlighted sentence in the passage? But there was a problem with the table he had made, because even with the different groupings, some elements did not seem to fit the idea of using atomic weight as the basis of the table. So that means, although he had tried different groupings, right? Some didn't seem to fit the table. So, what is clear? What is best? Which one best expresses? The new design was not perfect, since using atomic weights meant that not all of the elements fit on the table. Let's look more. Since the atomic weights of all the elements were not known, there was a problem in grouping the elements. The problem in grouping the elements was not the fact that the atomic weights of all the elements were known. Do you understand? So it has nothing to do with the atomic weights of all of the elements being known is not the issue. So B is not the answer. The various groupings led to problems because the atomic weights of the elements were all different from each other. This didn't cause no problem. The atomic weights being all different didn't cause no problem. It doesn't say that. His table had different groupings which served to means did the function of something, alright? Eliminate, it means remove completely all the problems involving the element's atomic weights. This means the problem was solved, right? But it's not. So A is the closest. The new design was not perfect, since using atomic weights meant that not all of the elements fit on the table. This is somewhat close, so you're going to pick A. The word foresight in the passage is closest in meaning too. Foresight, let's find the foresight. Mendeleev, but he had enough foresight to leave blank spaces where he thought some undiscovered elements should go. So leaving the space because he thought some undiscovered elements should go is what? Seeing the future, right? Predicting. Having having a good sense. Apprehension, what does that mean? Apprehension means the feeling of fear that something bad might happen. So this is not the answer. Conditioning is making a certain condition, or making a good condition. So this is not right. Knowledge, no. Prudence, what is this? Prudence means being very careful and having a good sense in making decisions. So D is the closest, so you're going to pick D. In paragraph 5, the author's description of the periodic table of the elements mentions which of the following? The elements whose existence is yet to be verified have no place on the table. Verify, what does that mean? Verify means to check if it's true, okay? Whose existence is not yet proven, have no space on the table, have no place on the table. What did he say? On the bottom left, there are 7 empty spaces which are kept for the elements with atomic numbers between 112 and 118 because scientists suspect they exist, but hold on. So it means they have a place empty, ready for them, right? So this is not the answer. The elements are categorized in different places according to their characteristics. They are categorized. Categorize means to what? Divide them into groups according to their characteristics. Which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that they are divided, right? Alkaline metals go well, alkaline earth metals go well, and the transition metal goes well. So you can say it's divided by the characteristics. You can just infer. It doesn't say that, but alkaline earth metals lie beneath the elements discovered during the atomic age. No, right? Which elements? What did he say? So in the middle there are transition metals, and at the bottom is the large number of elements that were discovered after the beginning of the atomic age. So the ones that are in the bottom are the elements that were discovered after the beginning of the atomic age. Alright, so this is wrong. It's not the alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals is where? At the right side, immediately right. Alkaline metals are on the left hand side, and the alkaline earth metals are at the immediate right to them. So this is not right. Alkaline metals and alkaline earth metals are mixed with one another on the chart. No, right? Alkaline metals are on the very left, and the alkaline earth metals are right next to them, so it's not mixed. So B is the answer.